me get the mic. Honey, I got something to say. I like that. Can you turn that up for me? No, like, it's Myjs. But you know, Myjs for short. Ask Myjs. Hey, we are back with another episode of Ask Myjs, the podcast. Welcome back to all my listeners. We are going to have some fun today. I got some special guests with me, but let me start off by saying we are witnessing history. Black women, let me say that again. Black women currently hold 100% of the major pageant crowns for the first time ever. Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss America, Miss USA, and Miss Teen USA are all beautiful, black, and melanin queens. Can I get a round of applause to that? So, if I do say so myself, black girls are popping. Oh, what a time to be a black woman. So, in the light of our popping black girls, I have the two creators of Black Girl Things, Miss Imara and Miss Visa. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. How are you?
Hi, everyone.
We're going to have some fun today, y'all. I promise. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. I have special guests here with me today, and we're going to talk a little bit about how black girls are popping. So tell me a little bit about yourself and talk about how Black Girl Things came along.
Okay, so I'll talk about it. Basically, we were in a group chat. I was added to the group chat when I was a senior in college. And it was just a bunch of black girls talking about, it was makeup and hair at first, but then we started talking about our lives and the conversations got really interesting. So from there, we were like, oh, well, let's take it to Instagram. This was like years later. We took it to Instagram just to see if like other people could relate. And then it just went from there. We started trying to have events, trying to get black girls together. And that's just kind of how we took off.
And now you're at over 70,000 followers, right? So, and you said you started this a year ago. So talk about that. How did you guys get to over 70,000 followers? Like, y'all famous.
I think it was the toxic post that took us over the threshold because we were at 2K when that was posted.
Mm-hmm. What toxic post? Talk about that.
So, one day I was talking to my mom and she mentioned a relationship of a relative, and I was like, why don't we talk about toxic relationships? So from there, Amara came up with the different types of toxic partners, and then it spiraled from there. So how did it go?
The way we did it was like, it was like a bunch of different guys, and we just like the different types of guys that are toxic. Like,
was that this year?
Yeah, that was this year. It was like in the summer. And
I think I remember that.
And then all the guys were like, okay, we need like a counter post for females. So I did like toxic females. And then like, I don't know, it just went viral. People were reposting it. And then ever since then, like, people just started following the page.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. So you said something about a group chat that started this. Talk a little bit about the group chat. How did that start? How did you get added to that? What was that all about?
So I was added by one of my sorors because I was into makeup at the time, and I started to realize that I was like one of the older people in the chat.
Wait, and this was B-Face, right? B-Face?
Yes,
okay.
B-Face University. Shout out to all the ladies who were in there.
That was the name of the group chat, y'all.
But when I got in there, I mean, it was a safe space for me. I don't think I'm that social, even though people say I'm a socialite.
I think so.
I don't think I'm that social. But the group chat became that place where we were able to talk about any and everything, really. And it did start with makeup a lot as far as products and all that. And then graduated to boyfriends, kids.
Of course.
Baby daddies, baby mamas. But we talked about so much in there that we were like, somebody else is going to be able to relate to what we're talking about. And then the conversation about taking the group chat outside of the group became a thing. So it took a while for us to really like actually put the Instagram together. So once it did come out, I mean, it was like a dream come true, but also trying to figure out what to use to present the content, like all of that stuff came into play. And I think a lot of those girls helped with that because we had so many girls with different backgrounds and fields and everything. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So you talked about like, coming from different backgrounds and fields. So tell me about yourself. Where did you come from? What background did you come from? Talk about where we went to school.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Where'd you go to school? Where you from?
Because we saved the best for last.
Oh, she always shades me. She went to this irrelevant school that I never heard of until I met her. But
okay, we're going to get to her in a second.
But I went to North Carolina A&T. And
yes.
And Myjs and I were both JOMC students, so we were around each other a lot. My friends make fun of me because they're like, bruh, like, every time we go somewhere, we run into somebody from A&T.
Because
so
we're
annoying.
all over, okay?
Yeah.
Just like black girls, Aggies are all over.
Yeah. I just want to say that the A&T crowd is annoying.
Then we are. I can agree with that.
I mean, we are, but when you're school the best, that's just
it just is what it is. Okay, so what else? What about you? What are some interesting things about you? What do you like to do?
Okay, so I do like to go out. I'm not even gonna lie.
Uh-oh.
I like to go out because I like to get cute.
Okay, now that's what you call a black girl thing.
Yeah, I like to go out because I like to get cute. I definitely like music. I like having good conversation, and I think that's why I like the page so much, because for us, we all like to talk and we all like good conversation and talking about things that certain people are afraid to talk about. And so that's how we are able to come up with like content so often. So yeah, that's pretty much background about
that's
me.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, Visa, your turn.
So I'm a graduate of Florida A&M University down in Tallahassee, Florida. Go Rattlers. We were the Myjs champions.
When?
2019. But anywho.
Pause.
So my undergrad degree is in criminal justice, but I went and got my master's in social work with a clinical concentration. So I have a mental health background.
We need that.
But I specialize in child welfare, juvenile justice, anything with kids. I do have 2 kids, and I'm not originally from here. I met all of these, so it's 4 of us. I don't know if we mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Talk a little bit about the other ones too. Yeah.
So I met them all in that same group chat, and I just moved here from Florida back in February. So this has been an adjustment for me, being closer to them.
Of course.
Now at this point, they're like my little sisters.
Aww.
I'm like the grandma in the group. So yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the other creators. Are they here? Do they live in the DMV area?
Yes, they both live in Maryland. Shout out to Lauren and Shannon. They couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately.
We miss y'all.
Yeah.
Lauren is actually in grad school to be a mental health therapist.
Right, because we're boss babes.
Mm-hmm. And then Shannon is working in DC. I don't even know.
See.
She works for the government.
Yeah.
Either way, boss babe too.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, they those 2, they are very like a strong part in this union that we have together, because Shannon was the one who put us on to how to create posts. Like, that's what she does. She's like, I got it. I can post it. I can create it. And then she does it.
Right.
And then you have Lauren, who has her mental health background. So a lot of her feedback is clinically inclined. So she will always add that component to things. And when we're thinking of questions to ask for the page, like, her feedback is really important to it. So
Nice. So what would you say is the best part about being a black girl? That was a good one, right?
Oh, that was a good question. But I think it's our versatility. Like, so many of us like do so many different things, but I feel like whatever we do, we're always kind of real good at it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like Black women have a stronger sense of work ethic. So, you know, we put in that work and we want to be the best because we're doubted. So I think that's probably my favorite thing about Black women.
So just to piggyback on that, also it's like we can challenge ourselves and then do better. So this page was a challenge. It's not something that we set out to do like when we were growing up. It was something that we were like, hey, we could do this. And we did it. And now it's to where we've blown up, which we didn't expect. It was like, as it was happening with that post, with the toxic post, it was like, oh my God, we got more followers. We got more followers.
Yeah.
And by the end of the week, we were at, I think, 50K that week. And then we started to really challenge ourselves. And also it challenged us to be more creative with coming up with the graphics for the post and trying to think of ideas that can capture people's attentions, that can capture that people can relate to. So I mean, we as Black women, like, we'll find one thing that we like and then we'll make it our own, and that's what this page has become for us.
And you know, even to piggyback off of that, I guess one of my favorite parts about being a Black woman is that basically what you said is we make the most out of what we have. You give us anything, and I mean, we can turn it into something beyond what you can imagine.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, that's so important, and we're so strong and we're so independent.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask this question. I thought this was really interesting. If you could have a seat at the table in any industry, what table would it be? And what I mean by that is, where do you want to have influence where you don't already? That was a good one.
That's
too,
another
right?
good question. You hitting us with these questions. Well, we gotta think hard.
Oh, I gotta answer.
Okay, let's hear.
I would say television, because I just want like more diversity in how we're portrayed. Because
yeah.
I feel like more people would understand us if they didn't see only like 2 or 3 different lanes of how we are.
Right.
So I would probably say television.
That's a good one.
I'm just gonna agree with Amara right now.
So Imara, you talked about television. So like, what's an example of, I guess maybe like a TV show or a movie where you feel like it doesn't depict Black women maybe in a good way, or in a way that you agree with? Love and Hip Hop.
Oh yeah, Love and Hip Hop. Even though I'm
you
sorry,
watch it though, but you watch it. Oh my God,
regular.
But it's just like, I want to see more healthy relationships. I want to see more regular families. I want to see more middle class families.
Agreed.
That type of thing.
Like, we not all mad. We not all bitter.
Yeah.
We don't always yell.
Yeah, like
that kind of shows how society has changed though. Because growing up, we were watching Family Matters,
Yep.
The Cosby Show, Different World.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids in
more
college. Like, now everything is ratchet TV. Cause
Instagram models.
yeah, that's what sells.
And I think that everything too is now a big competition. Like, how are you gonna sell yourself to people? Is it gonna be with your body, or is it gonna be with your butt? Like, what are you doing to sell yourself? So I think, yeah, now that
It's coming. It's coming to you.
Yes, I agree with that, because even when you look at Real Housewives of Atlanta, like, that's one of my favorite shows.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's always been kind of toxic.
Yeah.
But now it's even worse, because every relationship has an issue. Like, you have no positive role model in any of these shows. So,
you know, I think there is a realistic aspect to some of it, in the sense that we all deal with issues, right?
Yeah.
So we all deal with these sorts of
Definitely.
issues. I think the negative portrayal comes in where they show how Black women deal with these issues. And I think that's where, you know, you talk about, you know, having a seat, you know, in the television kind of media industry. It's more like, we don't all deal with it that way.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
we don't all handle those issues that way. Like, they might, but that doesn't represent the entire Black girl population.
Definitely.
but one thing they have done now that I'm seeing a lot of is taking the therapeutic approach. So they're showing a lot of people in therapy, even men now going to therapy in the show. shows.
Yes,
so
yes.
I think that is one of the positive things that I've seen in it. But just getting to that point, you have to see all the drama that comes beforehand.
So that leads me to my next question. How important would you say the message is in your content? Like the things that you post, how important is that in terms of the message that you're trying to get across with the brand?
I can answer it, but I guess what we want to do is, I feel like we want women to feel more empowered in their decision making. Like, I want women to be, I'm saying I, because me included. I want to be.
Yes.
I want us all to be less reaction based, and like able to look at a situation and figure out what's the best decision for them, what's the healthiest thing to do, whether it's your job, whether it's, family, friends, relationships. I want people to be able to like step back instead of just doing things spur of the moment or like being in certain situations. I want people to be able to step back and be like, you know what, I'm evaluating, and certain things are for me and certain things aren't. So I think that's kind of like what I try to push on the page. Like, that's my personal agenda, because I feel like I've had issues with that in the past, and I want to like help other people through helping myself.
That's good. Visa, you got something?
So I do think for me is to create thought-provoking content. Mm-hmm. So when we're coming up when we're coming up with ideas, we just like to add that question that just makes you think a little bit harder about the subject. And some things like we do in fun, because we do like to have fun sometimes.
We do be shady sometimes.
Yeah. You need a little bit of shade.
Right. Just to make people laugh. And I think we're laughing when we're coming up with it too. So, but just to have people think about their lives, like the Black girl relations especially, I think all of those
yes.
Like, yeah, it's funny, but you looking at yourself twice in the mirror like,
very
dang,
true.
I need to
okay, I might need therapy.
Hello.
So speaking of fun stuff, I saw this post on Instagram and I was like, okay, I think this would be a great question to ask. What would you say is the most used word of 2019?
Toxic.
Yeah, we agreed on. We were talking about that. Really? Definitely
Toxic.
And then I think you've seen an influx in toxic relationships play out in social media this year. Like, it's been bad before, but you've seen a lot, like the G Herbo and Ari.
Oh my goodness! Oh my
that
God.
whole thing. Like, I didn't even know who those people were. They had to tell me who they were, and you see all of their stuff playing out. Like, they're going back and forth on Instagram.
Well, what I think it is because now at least like therapy and like just self-evaluation is being pushed a little bit more. So now I think it's like the year of people recognizing what's toxic.
Oh yeah.
So they're like the word keeps getting thrown around because people are now recognizing like, all right, that wasn't it. Like, but I'm hoping like maybe next year like we get a new word and like start
accountability.
Right. All right.
It's
so it's
like
positive
now.
Right. We need to go up from here. Okay. So if 2019 was a song, what would it be?
For me, it was Mood by Sir. I don't know if you guys heard.
I don't know that one, but I'm gonna listen to it once we're done.
So the chorus is, "I ain't in the mood if I ain't in my bag," basically.
Okay.
So,
That's me. That's a song. What about you?
Oh, I need to think.
I think mine is probably Brown Skin Girl.
Oh,
that's my song.
Yeah, that was a good song.
I think it's just about embracing yourself.
Yeah,
you know? And
it definitely is.
Especially as Black women, we're so hard on ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And, I saw this post on Instagram the other day and it said, note to self, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Like I made it through this year. I'm proud of myself for everything that I've accomplished. So I think just that empowerment and like looking in the mirror and encouraging yourself, like, girl, you did it.
Yeah.
You are it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was about to say something ratchet like Megan Thee Stallion.
I knew it was coming. I was waiting.
Let me reach
I was waiting. I low-key hoped somebody said Megan. I'm like, she is 2019.
Yeah, cocky AF from Megan.
I mean, I tried to be appropriate.
Okay. No, get ratchet, sis.
My whole mood is Doja Cat's album.
I haven't listened to her.
Album.
I like her.
I need to listen to her. She's been coming a little bit more in the spotlight, so I need to give her a chance. Yeah, I'm down with that.
She is me at this point. Like,
I like
every
her.
song. Like, yes, Doja.
Did you pick a song yet?
Oh, I said cocky AF from Megan.
Okay.
That's just been my anthem. Always playing it.
All 2020, we like, who she thinks she is.
Girl, yes. I think I'm Megan.
So let's bring it back a little bit. What advice do you have for other Black girls who are building brands, launching businesses, and, just really trying to find themselves in this world, in this society?
I would say don't give up on what you set out for. So, like I said, this thing that we built at this point was like something small, and we wanted to see it grow. We just stuck at it, and this is where it's at now. I mean, if we would have stopped 3 months in, it wouldn't have been where it's at now. So just believe in yourself, even if no one is believing in you, and keep going. And you'll see it. You'll see the benefits, or I can't even think of the word at this point. But you'll see the
see it grow.
Yes.
Help her
at
out,
the end. And don't put a time on it.
Yeah,
that's good.
Definitely don't put a time,
because you never know when it will grow. Like I said, before the toxic post, we were at 2,000, and with the toxic post, we went up to 70,000, and then our minds just started going in even more on what we can do now that we have a bigger following. So, I mean, we started with small goals, which was the first. I think our first event was single sis night.
That was fun.
Now y'all famous.
Right. Then we had a bigger event in August or September, where we did a
dancing sip.
How cute is that?
I'm coming to the next one. Right, and that was our first ticketed event, and we sold out. And plus had other people come when we were there. So, I mean, long as you keep believing in yourself, do what you got to do, and you'll see it.
Well, if y'all ever need a host for one of y'all events, I'm a Black girl. I like to host.
Yes. Definitely.
Amara, what about you?
Does it have to be somebody from A&T?
Okay, see,
of course.
That's the shade that y'all was talking about. That's the shade.
Who else? But yeah, definitely what Visa was saying, being consistent. Like, also, I feel like don't concentrate on the numbers. It was just kind of like, we're posting, maybe like 10 or 11 people are commenting, but we touch 10 or 11 people. Mm-hmm. So like, don't concentrate so much on the numbers. Just keep at it, and I feel like you'll see like things will grow. And also, don't be afraid to like just put your content out there, because somebody wants to hear it.
Hello.
Like, there's something for everybody.
That's me. I want to hear it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, we want to hear your podcast to be excited.
No, but I'm not supposed to be answering these questions, but I just want to piggyback off of that too. Like, I think my advice would be to just do it. I feel like we get so caught up in the details. Like, well, what if this is not together? And I'm one of those people. Like, I get so caught up in the details. Like, oh, this has to be perfect. This has to be right.
Oh, yeah,
but
know that
these are the things that you learn along the way, like while you're doing it.
Yeah.
But the idea is to just do it. Just start. Like, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to start, an Instagram page, a business, whatever. Just start it. Just do it. That's the only way it's going to manifest at any point, is to just do it.
Yeah.
It's to just do it. So you guys talked about your events. You got another one coming up, the Good Vibes Tribe, right?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So with that one, that's a mental health discussion that's going to be held in Townsend.
Yes.
The location is to be determined at this time, but it's happening on January 18th, from 2 to 5. There's some special guests who are in the mental health field. This group has actually done this event before, and this will be their second event. Because we're so big on mental health, we thought this would be a good opportunity to promote mental health, and join in the discussions about mental health, especially for Black women. So this is something that we're looking forward to too.
I love it. So what would you say is next for Black Girl Things?
Merch.
Come on! Yes, we need merch. Yes.
We're trying, but it's coming soon.
Y'all have a team. Do it. We just gave advice. Do it. Do it. Get it. Do it.
I guess, like, I'm like the one, they get mad at me because they'll be like, can I post this? I'll be like, no. I just
right.
I was just like, my journalism, mass communications background will come out. I'll
honey,
things.
I'm
like,
with
reword that. Redo this, but we want it. It's not going to be completely perfect, but we want it to be like really good. Like we want to give you guys something good. Like, I don't want to, like, just throw something out there.
Yeah,
just to sell
yeah.
some stuff.
Yeah.
I want it to be stuff, like, people actually enjoy or, like, you know, like, in something that we enjoy, too. So
Hello.
It's coming soon, though.
Well, I think it's safe to say Black Girl Things merch coming 2020. Oh,
okay. Yes.
Right. So we're looking forward to brand collaborations, events, merch.
Yes.
I think that was it for our goals for 2020, but those are the top 3 for now.
On.
You know, as time goes on, we'll add more stuff.
Oh yeah, and we love working with people. Like, it's just nice to get to
touch.
know. Yes, be in touch. It's nice to work with other people, like just hear their perspectives and hear what they're doing and stuff like that, and exchange ideas. Like, we like working with people a lot.
And one of the other things to add to, like, the advice is networking. That's something that we're learning now. We're starting to meet more people, go to different events where we're meeting other entrepreneurs and people who are working in different fields that we could collab with. But just using your talents to mix with someone else's talent will always be beneficial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely speaking proudly about what you do.
Hello.
Because there's, like, even now, like, I feel sometimes weird, like, when, like, certain people don't know that I'm, like, part of Black Girl Things or whatever.
We were just talking about that. I was like, I had no idea until I saw the post that the media did about y'all, and I was like, I had no idea.
Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, you know, you're just, like, weird about it.
Yeah.
And then so, like... But now I'm like, okay, just say it, because you never know who you may talk to, somebody that can help you or you can help them. Like, so now I'm just getting more comfortable saying it, but like, I'd be behind the scenes, like, they'd be like, yeah, let's post pictures, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, of me?
Don't don't put me on there.
Because we've been just a name.
Yeah, like nobody knew.
So long.
But I do like, I get what you're saying. Like, I like kind of having that just like alias and nobody knows who's behind it. And then you find out, it's like, oh my God, I know her.
And then sometimes when you meet guys, they be like, man, you gonna put this on Black Girl.
Like, hold on, calm down. You're not even that special.
Yeah, I'm like,
right?
no, you really are not.
Toxic. Just so toxic, kind of.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have come to the end of the show. We've had so much fun. Can I just say thank y'all so much for joining me today? Like, oh my gosh,
It was fun.
Of course. I support anything positive that, you know, Black girls, Black women are doing in our community and empowering our women. I'm all for that. So thanks again for joining me on the show. And don't forget to follow their Instagram page. It's at Black Girl. Girl is spelled GRL Things. That's at Black Girl Things. Make sure you follow them. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for listening, guys. No, like, it's Myjs. But you know, Myjs for short. Ask Myjs.